Hello everybody, Creeping Creeper 22 here, and in today's video I just want to discuss my overall thoughts of the PTB 9.6. They just dropped this, and I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty bad. I'm gonna first start off with my main, which is Springtrap, and this will be more of a rant. I might honestly just make this about Springtrap, and then I'll make a separate video about like the thing as a whole. Honestly, yeah, let's talk about Springtrap here. Here's what they changed. When you miss your fire axe, or when your fire axe is in the environment, you get it 1 second faster. When you hit your fire axe, you get it 2 seconds faster. And survivors, now just overall, the batteries for the cameras decrease less. So if you are looking at the cameras, it decreases 1% slower. And if you go through if you go through a door, instead of taking 15% of the battery, it'll only take 12. So if you're looking at the camera, it'll take 6% instead of 7% of the camera's battery. And if you go through a door, it'll only take 12% instead of 15%. I'm gonna be honest, the only real good change here, in my opinion, is the axe grab, which now you can press M2 instead of M1 to axe grab. Now, I'm gonna start off with why these are bad. One, they really made it seem like they were going to buff a lot of these killers, and I'm gonna be honest, Demogorgon and Mastermind are probably the only two here that got really good buffs, or not even really good buffs, got okay buffs. Now let me not even get to that yet. Springtrap, why are we still punishing Springtrap for hitting his axe? I don't know. Oh, I did something. Okay, there we go. Why are we punishing Springtrap for landing his axe on a killer? I don't know. I mean, on a survivor, I don't know. To me, whether you land it or miss it, 6 seconds, no matter what. They also need to change how long it takes for you to recover from missing your axe. I mean, from just throwing your axe. The fact that it takes 2 seconds to recover from throwing your axe is absolutely insane. So when you throw your axe, you can't do anything for 2 seconds. They need to lower that, in my opinion, to 1 second. It should not be as long as it is, because it's punishing. No matter what you do, you get punished. If you hit your axe, if you land your axe on a survivor, it takes longer for you to get your axe, and you can't even do anything for 2 seconds. You can't vault, you can't break anything, you can't attack. All you can do is walk for 2 seconds, which is significant. If they want to make cameras more important, they have to make Springtrap significantly stronger, to the point where they make the camera the big counter to him. For example, if you make him undetectable, JRD said this before, if you make him undetectable 24/7 unless you reveal him with the cameras, I like that idea. I'm gonna be honest, I think that's a good idea, because it makes Springtrap himself threatening. Or you can make him undetectable and lower his sound, because he's very, very loud. So to make him actually viable, they can give him a special thing of when he's undetectable, he's a lot quieter. And so then they need to use the cameras to reveal him, so he's not super quiet and undetectable. I'm trying to think of other ways you can make the cameras stronger by giving him a debuff when he's exposed, like when he's revealed from the cameras. There's just so many things they need a buff that they haven't, and it's really disappointing for Springtrap. As I said, to me, both of these should have been 6 seconds. Make the time to recover from an axe throw 1 second instead of 2. But even with that, if you're going to try to make cameras a very important thing to his kit for the survivors, you have to make him even stronger than that. Make it to where if a survivor is going through a door and Springtrap is going through a door, it does not matter what door you're going through, he'll grab you. When you're walking through the office, you really have doors on every single side of you. So logically, what it should be is, if you two are going through any door at the same time, no matter what, you guys are going to meet up. They need to make that a thing 100%. And I think, no matter what, if you two are going through the doors, Springtrap will grab you. That simple. I'm trying to think of what else they could do, because they said they wanted to make Springtrap significantly stronger, but make the cameras also significantly stronger. So I'm trying to think of ways they can incorporate that. I really do like the undetectable build. I mean, the undetectable idea, because it is very, very Five Nights at Freddy's-esque, and it really makes you have to look at the cameras. If you don't look at the cameras, you're going to lose, because it's always going to sneak up on you guys. I think that's good. I wish one of his add-ons would be about his doors being quieter. So if you're going through a door, when the door opens or closes, it's way quieter. To me, if you want to buff him, that's the type of stuff we need. A lot of his add-ons are useless. One of his best add-ons, restaurant menu, which lets you get your axe 20% faster, is now 10%, which you can see down here. You get it 10% faster instead. And I did the math for this one, and it is not even a second. You don't even get your axe a second faster now. So this is now useless. But there's just so much stuff you could have buffed with him, and it really sucks that they didn't do anything for him. Matter of fact, we'll go through them all because I don't mind. This is useless. Decrease cooldowns. So instead of being able to pull out, instead of having to wait 7 seconds to use your UVX, you can use it 0.75 seconds faster. Wow, so cool. Decrease weekend survivor's vision linger duration. This shouldn't be a thing. So what this means is if a survivor looks at you at all, even if it's for a microsecond, they'll get 1.5 seconds, or they usually get 1.5 seconds of like looking at you. Now it's only 0.7. This shouldn't even be a thing. It should be, if you're looking at him, it decreases. If you're not looking at him, it doesn't decrease. It should be that simple. This is garbage. This, at most, I'll say is okay. This isn't good. This is okay. Max. This is garbage, in my opinion. This is nothing more than just changing the icon of her power. So not really a buff. It's just like that. It's just changing the icon. The mastermind it's okay. You know, you get your tokens half a second faster, which, I'm be honest, isn't good in my opinion. Like with the changes that they made to Survivor, being you can now see each other's perks, which is a massive buff, and I'm glad they did it. I am really happy they did it. This is not bashing on that about that, because I'm happy they did it. But you had to actually give these killers significant buffs, and they did nothing. They literally did nothing. Like, if you don't give unknownness, nothing changes. If you, I'll say his is, I would put this lower than spring traps, but it's something. If you didn't give her this, nothing changes. Dredge, they did Dredge dirty. They did Dredge so dirty. So you now move 0.2 meters faster when you're like holding your teleporting move. Trash. That's what I'm saying, trash. I'm sorry. It is not good. There's nothing good about that. If you did not give Dredges, nothing changes. Demogorgon, potentially a good change. I think the undetectable is really, really good. The shred movement speed doesn't really matter because he's already super fast with it. It's like super fast, so it doesn't really change much. The turn rate for the shred, I would have to see it in action to know if it's significant, because it's almost doubled. Or it's almost doubled the original. So I'll have to see that in action to see if it's actually significant. But I will say this is good. After traversing the upside down, he gets undetectable from 5 seconds to 12 seconds. That is a good change. That is a significant good change. These other two might not be, but this is a good change. Ghostface, he can go into Night Shroud 2 seconds earlier. I guess they should have buffed a lot more, as he's one of the worst killers, but I'll be honest once again, does this change anything? No, it doesn't at all. This changes nothing, literally nothing. Increase the speed, increase Bubba's or the cannibal's speed by 0.15% when he's doing his chainsaw sweep. Makes no difference once again. The delay of shock therapy to 0.75 with 8 changes nothing. changes nothing. To me, this shouldn't exist. That might be a hot take, I understand, but I don't think that should exist. I think you get hit with the electricity. As soon as a survivor gets hit with the electricity, they suffer from the electricity. It's instant. It shouldn't be this, in my opinion. And then they nerf Blight. Just nerf him. So, going through this real quick. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything in my opinion. Doesn't change anything. Okay at best. Doesn't change anything. Okay at best. Doesn't really change anything. I mean, it'll make it easier to understand. So I'll say that it makes it easier to understand her, but her actual power and stuff, it doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything. Okay buff. At most, okay. They did buff access panel, which is nice. That now survivors get revealed from 6 meters. I'm be honest, they should have made it 8. I'm not gonna lie. They should have made it 8. But I wanted to try this out on the PTB, but I waited over, 40 minutes for a match and I couldn't get into one, so I gave up. But I do feel like this should have been 8 meters. And then they, because they added this to base kit a little bit, they decreased this to 20%, which with a missed axe, you get your axe 0.6 seconds faster. So it's basically useless. Now, the diminishing returns, I like it. I'm gonna keep on preaching this. What I think they needed to do is whenever survivors bring the same perks, that's where the diminish comes in. So if 2 survivors bring sprint burst, it takes it'll add so let's see. What I would do is it would add a either 12% increase to the timer of like the recovery timer, or a 25% increase to the timer. I think 12% would be good. So if 2 people bring sprint burst, and let's say it takes 40 seconds to get sprint burst back, it'll add an additional 12% to the timer. And then if someone else brings it, it'll be 25. And if someone else brings it, it'll be 50. And then yeah, so the max will be 50. I think that'd be a good change instead of this. I feel like this would punish Swifts a lot more than solo queue. And I just feel like overall it does the same thing of forcing people to be more creative. I think this is still a good start to it, so don't get me wrong, I'm still happy with this 100%. I'm glad they did it, but I think this would be way more useful depending on how many people are bringing the same perks. Progress bar upgrade is good. It's just more simple now. If you're doing gen slower, it's red. If you're doing gen faster, it's yellow. Really simple now. Visible team perks, I'm really happy with this. As long as they cannot see the killers, in my opinion, you shouldn't see the killer icon, which if you don't know, it shows all the survivor perks and the killer for some reason. Just take the killer off. I'm be honest, take the killer off. But if you're not going to do that, do not show the killer at all until they get their first down. Because here's the problem with solo queue. Sometimes you really do not know who you're going up against after they even get a down and a hook. You're like, bro, who am I going up against? Spectator mode, I'm happy with this. They need to add a replay mode, but I'm hoping this is a start to that. They're starting to implement like the perks, the items, the add-ons, the golden status effects. I hope this eventually turns into a replay mode, so that's good. Adding more auras, really good. And then once again, killer updates, garbage, just garbage. Fast track nerf, garbage. I hate it. To me, and I'm gonna preach this, what fast track should have done is if the killer hooks the same survivor over and over again, you get the tokens. It should be based on, it should punish the killer for tunneling, not for doing his job. So terrible in my opinion. And they're just bug fixes. So overall, I'm gonna be honest, the only good things from this are the diminishing returns. Here's what I'll say is good. Diminishing returns good. Progress bar update is okay for more newer players. Visible perks, good. Spectator mode, good, because this is good in the hopes that they come out with the replay mode eventually. And this is like the start to that. Aura customization, good. Killer update, bad, garbage. Like literally they should have even done this. I'm beyond, and that might be a hot take. I think the blight nerf is good if all of these were actually significant buffs. This was terrible. They should have done this at all. They should have just did this. I don't know, because the biggest issue is this is a huge buff. This will be a legitimate, humongous buff to survivors, which I'm happy about, because now it's gonna bring solo queue and Swifts more closer together, which is good. But for this, you needed to buff killers, and you did not at all, and it is really, really sad. So overall, if like out of 10, this is like a 5. I really hoped it would be way better. I hope killers would be getting way more buffs, but we didn't. And so with that, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Really bad in my opinion, sadly. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope that they add more to the actual when this comes to live. I hope everybody here gets significantly better buffs, but we'll have to see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys think this is a good update, let me know why in the comments. I'd love to chat with you guys, all right? But as always, if you like, leave a like. If you dislike, leave a dislike. If you're anywhere I can improve my content, let me know down there in the comment section below. And I'll tell you lovely people, excuse me, on the flip side. Peace out.
Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by.